Hello, A to Z Sports, Game Day, Easton Freeze here with JT Runke live at the Landshark Bar and Grill atop Margaritaville on Broadway here in downtown Nashville. We are set for Titans-Colts kicking off in about 25 minutes in Indianapolis. The Titans underdogs by 10 quadrillion points. We are hoping for a more competitive game today than Vegas is expecting. It is, in all seriousness, the biggest spread of the week. Titans 14.5-point dogs last I checked to the mighty, mighty Colts, the juggernaut that nobody in the league saw coming this year. It is almost, quite literally, the best team right now versus the worst team right now, although it is hard to say that the Titans are definitively the worst team when the Jets exist, although we're currently watching on one of the many screens here at the Landshark Bar and Grill. The Jets taking the lead. So, you know, maybe it is the best team versus the worst team. We'll see if the Fighting Flaccos, what a score fest, by the way, 38-39. I'd sign up for that today in the Titans-Colts game for sure. I think one of the teams can get to 40 points. I'll let you guess which one I'm talking about. We're going to talk about what we think we could see from this game, even if it's not the most competitive outing that could make us a little bit more optimistic about the Titans' future. Some things that we hope to see from Cam Ward. A lot to get into today on the A to Z Sports YouTube channel. We're here at the Landshark Bar and Grill for our pregame, halftime show, and postgame show. So keep it locked here on the A to Z Sports YouTube channel. JT, before we dive into the pregame show, tell the folks at home what they need to do.
Yeah, good to see all of you guys. A to Z chat on the, I guess, latest kickoff we will have all season, 3:25.
God bless.
It only goes back to earlier from here, which is good, I think.
Right.
And so excited to be with you guys all today in the chat. Couple things before we get rolling. First of all, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe as well. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the content we're bringing you here at A to Z Sports Nashville. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure to hit that like button on Facebook, like the page on Facebook as well, and share the show with a friend. Just hit that share button in the bottom right corner. Share it with a Titans fan who wants to get in here and talk about today's matchup, like you said, against potentially the best team in the league right now versus the worst team in the league right now. A lot of good things to get into. Apologies for the delay, as well as Jake puts it, though. Bartender probably got Easton's Virgin Miami Vice wrong.
That's
he did,
crazy.
And Easton was up there asking for a remake, so that's why we were late today.
I would never get a version of Miami Vice. I'd get a version of something else. Let's get it started here, live from the Landshark Bar and Grill on the second floor of Margaritaville. This is the A to Z Sports pre-game show for Titans at Colts. Shout out Traveler Whiskey and Miller Lite for game day drink specials all season long here on Broadway at the Landshark Bar and Grill. We're also brought to you by X Golf, now in Nashville, Murfreesboro, Hermitage, and Franklin, the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. X Golf, play, train, entertain at playxgolf.com. BTA Sports, use our code ATOZ14 when downloading the BTA Sports app today to get a 14-day free trial before a weekly subscription of just $9.99. Use the link in the show description below. Botero Carts, life is short, so buy a golf cart with 2 locations to serve you in Columbia and Gallatin at boterocarts.com. Lipscomb University Sports Analytics program is turning sports fans into data-driven decision makers in the exciting world of professional athletics. Check them out, as well as the Barrel Social Club. Poker Open returns to the Barrel Social Club this year. TheBarrelSocialClub.com is where you can go for more info. And T-Dot, Nobody Trashes Tennessee, a new campaign from T-Dot. Be part of the solution to end littering and make sure nobody trashes Tennessee. Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com. JT.
Yes.
You and Austin did the Friday show. And you guys, I believe, talked about this, right? What we could see in terms of silver linings. Was this discussed?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I didn't listen to
we didn't find many.
I was traveling for the show, so I wanted to make sure you guys, I know it was the plan, I wanted to make sure you did talk about it. So I'll go ahead and I'll take the lead on this topic since you've already kind of addressed it. And then I'd love for you to
yes, I was going to say, yeah, we can get back
by
into
all
this.
means,
recap
what you talked about on Friday for me.
First of all, Brennan here in the chat says he's the only Titans fan in Landshark, LOL, and I think he is. I think that's him right there. Hello, Brendan. Good to see you.
Where? Oh, hello.
Right there.
Hi.
So good to see you.
What's up?
Everybody else needs to come out here to Landshark and join in the misery that we are going to have today.
That's right.
Which is the Titans, in which can they find a silver lining? I don't know.
Brendan's got the right idea, though. He's already got a cold drink in his hand.
Yes,
whatever happens.
The silver lining, I think, as Shoddy Buddha says in the chat here, so the silver lining is young players. I think you want to continue to see that growth in young players. we all are pretty much in agreement that this game feels pretty unwinnable unless, by the grace of God, something crazy happens. And so with that...
Listen, Miami throttled the Fighting Kirk Cousins today.
This is true.
Is that an indictment of Kirk Cousins? Who's to say?
Yes. Who knows? But I do think, as I think the Jets are going to walk away here with their first win.
Hang on, is this a Jarvis Brownlee Jr. play to end the game?
Yes, it
I
is.
believe it was an interception by Jarvis Brownlee Jr.?
I think it was a pass breakup by Jarvis Brownlee Jr.
Fitting
to
on
get...
fourth down.
Yes. Either way.
Wow.
So the vibes only continue to get worse here in Titans land. However, this is all about
Titans now tied for the worst record in the league now, by the way. No longer above the Jets.
All right, new silver lining. First overall pick again. Here we come.
No.
Exciting.
Before Halloween. How gross.
I do think that whatever development you can get for Cam Ward today, whether it is like getting the accuracy better, getting the footwork better, getting him into rhythm for more than 3 drives, putting together a full half of football that looks good, I think is the most important thing here for this team. And that's my silver lining today, is hopefully you see some development, you see some more good things from Cam Ward. I think we came away from last week's game with Cam Ward saying afterwards, bad game, still not a good performance from Cam Ward. Looking at the tape afterwards, I think there were some good things to build off of for Cam Ward. And so that's one of the biggest things you need to take away from here. You need to see more of that, building on that with Elikaya Manor, Chimere Dike, Gunnar Helm, all these young guys as well in the passing game need to show more growth.
Here's what's stuck in my head, JT, about a silver lining, and then we'll go ahead and get to our X factors, because a part of the silver lining, I think, will be them accomplishing our X factors today. I know you and I both have one set already. I want to see this offense, because listen, let me address the defense before I get into the offense. The defense I have practically no expectation for today. You're down Jeffrey Simmons. Yep. You're down Arden Key. Not that that's a huge deal, but you're down Arden Key and Familo Dejo, so 2 of your 4 edge rushing guys. You're playing, again, the best an offense that is so good in terms of statistical efficiency right now. A lot of the people in the betting world and in the analytics world will tell you that the Colts offense is going to come down to earth because it is literally impossible to run this pure, right? So at the moment, and I'm not here to tell you that's going to change against the Titans. I just think eventually it will happen. Today, they may very well be able to continue that offensive efficiency. But that's what they're up against, the defense is today. And I watched them play this first game, and we saw how the defense basically took the entire second half off. The floodgates opened, and Jonathan Taylor and company really had their way with them. I expect a lot of the same today, and I guess I'm numb to the idea that will be disappointing to me. Like I don't know what the defense could do today besides allow like a league record, like a Miami Dolphins 70 burger. Like that would be disappointing. But otherwise, I don't know what they could do on offense. Would you?
Oh, I was just
thought
going
on the
to
defense
say
before I get to my actual silver lining.
You missed our show on Friday. To sum up the rest of our thoughts from Friday, in the words of our co-worker and co-host here on the A to Z Sports Show, Austin Stanley, our dear leader, fearless leader, he said, and I quote, and I won't get in trouble for this because he was the one who said it, he said he could not give less of a shit about the defense today. It's all about Cam Ward. The defense could absolutely suck. We made the joke that they should, if they don't get their hands on Jonathan Taylor in the first 3 to 4 yards after contact, just let him go. Give Cam Ward as many drives as possible to see some growth there. Because at this point, like you said, Jeffrey Simmons down. This defense, I don't know if it can get any worse from here right now. They look like a jumbled mess. We're here for Cam Ward. So
here's my silver lining, and here's how far we've fallen from the grace of God. Speaking of God, I'm usually at church on Sunday mornings before the game. And when the Titans are playing, which is most Sundays in the fall, folks at church know me as the Titans guy. They hear me on the radio, whatever. They know that I do this for a living. And so, they love to make small talk about the Titans. And it's like, hey, usually on the way out of church, it's like, Titans got a shot today? Today, I had 2 different people come up to me and say, hey, something along the lines of, hey, are the Titans going to lose by 40 today? It's usually, do they have a chance? Today's question was, are they going to be embarrassed, basically? And my silver lining kind of falls in line with that. I am asking for them to put on offense together more than 3 impressive drives. Because since Brian Callahan gave up play calling in week 3, and I wrote an article about this week that received mixed reviews, people are upset by the fact that the Titans offense has been significantly less productive since Callahan gave up play calling, had play calling taken away from him. And so, since then, week 4 on, there have been 2 separate instances of 3 drive sequences that we're hanging our hat on. It is the 3 drives at the end of the Cardinals game and the prayer comeback, and it is the 3 drives at the beginning of last week's Patriots game where they got 2 field goals and 1 touchdown on an explosive play. Those are really the only moments the offense has shown life. Today I want more than 3 drives. And you may be thinking to yourself, well, the Colts offense might just run away with this thing. And a lot like the first matchup with the Titans, where the Titans, did they get to 21 points in that game? A lot of it in the second
yes.
half? Yeah, because again, the defense gave up and the Colts got to 40-some odd points. And so they scored a lot of points, but it was a lot of garbage time production. You may be sitting at home right now saying, well, the Titans might have more than 4 drives that are impressive today on offense, but they'll come in garbage time. This is how far we've fallen. My answer is fine.
Yeah.
Like, if half or more of the game today is going to be garbage time scenarios for Cam Ward, I want to see him take full advantage of that. I want to see him not struggle against shell coverage, because that's where we're at right now, is can they at least take the free stuff that the opponent that's killing you is giving you? That would be a step in the right direction for me from the Titans. Now, maybe they make this a game, and by some miracle, it is more competitive for longer than we're expecting, but whether it's competitive, whether you're trailing by 3 scores within the first 7 minutes of the game, I don't care. Put together more than these little 3 drive blips of life.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going there, like you said. You want to see as much Cam Ward today as possible, and I have a feeling that's what it's going to be like for the foreseeable future. Because if we get to our X factors today, a lot of them, we'll get to him here in a second, which I think continues the conversation.
Well, way to keep that tease appropriate for us, because I'm interested in talking about our X factors. So let's go ahead and tell our friends about X Golf Nashville. As you asked the question in the chat, who or what will be the X factor for the Titans in Week 8 at the Colts? If they were, I love our prompt says win at the Colts. If they happen to win, what will the X factor be? Who or what will it be? Let me tell you while you guys are answering that on YouTube and in Facebook in the chat about our friends at X Golf Nashville, Murfreesboro Hermitage, and now open in Franklin. They are the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. Play, train, entertain at playxgolf.com. They have reinvented the player experience by creating the most accurate indoor golf simulators on the market today, giving every person the power to take on the world's top courses, compete in a wide variety of game formats, and improve their swing with lessons and superior analytics, all while being totally entertained. New Monday Night Football leagues are starting later this fall. JT, you and I, our softball Monday Night League just ended for the year. We're off for the winter. It's into winter
Champs,
training.
though. Hey.
We are, hey, by the way, champs. Good point, great point. Not to bury the lead on that. Maybe you and I will have to go join a Monday Night League at X Golf in Nashville. That is something that you can do along with if you have any corporate events coming up, want to put together a great event for your church or for your job or whatever it may be. X Golf has the space and the ability to entertain a large group of people. A ton of flat screen TVs in there, so you can keep up with the sports world action going on while you are playing in their state-of-the-art golf bays. Check them out, X Golf Nashville, Murfreesboro Hermitage, and now open in Franklin. And with that, JT, I'll send you to the chat. What are folks saying is their X factor for the Titans to win or compete or not get embarrassed by the Colts today?
Well, I think this is going to be my favorite one of the day. Eric Castillo kicks us off here first by saying his X factor is his Bud Lights, which is a good one. I imagine our friend Brandon over there is doing the same in this game.
X
I think he's got a
is
Michelob Ultra.
Yeah, Michelob Ultra would be his X factor, I believe.
Daniel Caribbean says Ayu Manor is his X factor today. Jeff, known Colts fan in the chat, says the Titans punter will be the X factor today. Jack Longley, X factor will be Chim DK becoming prime Devin Hester.
Oh.
Shane Lee Gibson.
Not built the same way, by the way, those two players, but...
Hey, wishful thinking.
Sure.
Ken also agrees the X factor will be Johnny Hecker today. Corey says Colts need to turn into the Cardinals this game for any X factor. Shane says that Mason Kinsey is his X factor today, which I think is
known
quite
active
funny.
roster member Mason Kinsey.
Let's see. Brent Favre says the
Oh.
X Factor will be playing like we aren't just trying not to get annihilated. I think that's well said. And listen, I forget that they call Jonathan Taylor JT because Anthony said JT if he decides to retire before the game, and I was like, am I retiring from my job?
I might parlay JT retire and JT retire today.
Yeah, there you go.
I think both could happen.
Yeah. Just there's a lot of them in the chat along the lines of those. My X Factor is Bud Light or blah 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 or whatever.
My X Factor is the blanket I am wearing for my nap. Okay.
Like.
I can't even be mad at these sad X Factors.
The X Factor is gonna have to be God today, says Bort.
Well, you didn't capitalize God, so he's not coming through for you,
There
buddy.
you go. I mean, that says it a lot there. If we want to try to keep the narrative alive and actually talk football here, which, once again, not blaming anybody in the chat for not wanting to do that.
But it is what we get paid for.
But it is. The X factor for me is limiting the deep ball against the Indianapolis Colts. Was a huge problem in their first matchup against Michael Pittman and with Alec Pierce. And, they did a really good job of containing Tyler Warren last time around. I imagine that continues, even though it is National Tight End Day, so maybe that is up in the air, and that weird aura is also going to...
He's going to have 250 yards.
Yeah, it could go the other way. But if they continue to do that, the next thing that they really have to focus on, which they can really can control, is the deep ball. And that is something we've seen them not be able to do for the past 2 to 3 weeks. And it really is not just because L'Jarius Sneed's not going to be out there, but it's because it just seems like the lack of miscommunication. We heard from Denard Wilson either this week or last week that the same old thing. What happened with the miscommunication? And Denard Wilson says, we've addressed it, and we're going to learn from it. And they never learn from it.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to today if they want to limit that deep ball, keep it in front of them, and focus on Jonathan Taylor and Tyler Warren alone. And so that's my X factor today. Eliminating that deep ball, making sure you keep them in front of you, and hopefully it doesn't get too out of hand.
I am pulling up Instagram for my X Factor because I need to check the DM from our resident scribe, Jack Longley, who sent me, as he does every Sunday, hello, Jack, thank you very much, the previous quarterback grades that we've given out in the post-game show so far this year. And in review, you and Austin, now I know that you went on Twitter and amended yours last week, but your initial reaction was a D for Cam Ward. Austin said a D+. You, after watching the tape, decided, maybe more in the C range. Still not good, but not quite as bad as a D. My X factor is going to be Cam Ward. How about this? How about Cam Ward don't fumble the ball for a third straight time by not being touched? Don't have the ghosts knock the ball out in the pocket would be my primary X factor. But beyond that, earn better than like a D+ from us in the post game. I want to like that's a way, I guess, for us to kind of quantify the growth. I want to see there be real growth in that department. And again, I think a lot of his opportunities today are unfortunately going to come in garbage time. So take advantage of that. Like, I can't believe I'm encouraging. Pad your stats. I'm encouraging you to pad your stats. Show some flashes against softer coverage, against like some preseason looks. That's all I'm asking for. And I know that you're missing your number one target out there in Calvin Ridley, but I want to see what you and Chimere Dike have going on, and Alec Manor, and these guys that can actually be a part of the future of this team beyond just this 1 year. That's what I'm looking forward to. I don't know how it's going to happen. I guess the silver lining is maybe that the Colts defense is not, and they're very good. I think they're outkicking their coverage right now. They're overachieving, and so they're not the best personnel on paper. These are guys that can be beaten. You have an offensive line that I'm hoping has a better day today than they've had in recent weeks. You have a right tackle that I hope falls into that category. So J.C. Latham, Cam Ward, do better than a D+ in our grades. Make us consider a B. Has there?
I don't think there has.
I gave a B. Yes, week 5.
Oh, yes.
Because of 3 drives.
Yes.
Because of 3 drives. But you gave him a B. I gave him a B-. Make us consider a B again, even if your team gets throttled by 3 touchdowns. So that is our X factors, and that brings us to our betting segment. Which, not to give away your bet, JT, your X factor was limit the deep ball. It sounds like you're hoping that happens, but you are actively betting against that happening. Is that
Potentially.
fair? Okay.
Potentially. We'll
Well,
get to it.
first, let me tell our friends about BTA Sports, where you can sign up in the link at the description below by using code ATOZ14. Download that app from the link below to get a 14-day free trial before a weekly subscription of just $9.99. Smart bets, no guesswork. BTA is better for bettors. It's where insight meets instinct. It is a machine learning AI algorithm for your betting. Delivers data-driven NFL picks, tools, and projections built for serious fans and smart bettors. So if you want to bet smarter this season, BTA will give you the edge with their machine learning models. Use that link in the description below to sign up today. JT, what bets do you have for us for today's game? You have a parlay, I understand.
Yes, I do. And so all of these are going to fit into the parlay today for brought to you by BTA, which, by the way, had projected the Eagles to blow out the Giants and projected the Jets to win, and look what happened. Both of those things happened.
Wow.
So very good start.
Anecdotal proof that BTA is perfect. I love it.
To start off, I'm going to go with a Titans prop. This is one we gave earlier this morning. Chimere Dike, I think they continue to try to utilize him in this offense, especially with the guys on the outside. I imagine they will be able to have a little bit more success in the slot and over the middle, and that's where Chimere Dike comes in. His over-under is currently at 29.5 receiving yards. I like the over. BTA does as well, hitting right now, projected to at least at 64%. Jonathan Taylor, I know this is one that we talked about, over on the longest run, 19.5. It feels like that's just inevitable because of how this team has played against him, and going past in the past, they have just continued to let up big runs like this. And Jonathan Taylor is the best of them right now, playing the best. So I think that one. And then Alec Pierce, as I said, stopping Alec Pierce, even though that is the X factor, trying to stop those guys downfield. I don't think the Titans can do it, but if they. So I'm going to go with Alec Pierce over his 37.5 receiving yards. That currently is projected 68% to hit on the on BTA.
Right.
So I like all three of those today in this game.
All right, take those and then take this. My only bet today is I was looking at team total by half. And as I've mentioned many times on our pregame show so far, I expect that most of, if not all of the second half today is going to be garbage time for the Titans. The Titans team total in the second half today, on my sportsbook of choice, was a plus money over 7.5. Meaning the book is going to give you better than even odds to bet on the Titans to score more than one singular touchdown in the second half today. And I think that is a smash over spot. If your book allows you to parlay first half under, second half over for the Titans, I might consider it, to be honest, because I would not be surprised if the Titans team total is 7 points or 3 points at half, and then they end the game around 21, just like they did in the first game against the Colts, where they get a couple of garbage time drives to work, and all they have to do is score 3 field goals or a touchdown and a field goal for this to hit. So take the Titans team total second half over. It's a garbage time bet, but those cash the same as the non-garbage time bets, don't they?
Let's get to some predictions. How about that?
Let's do it.
But first of all, if you guys are in here, we appreciate you being here, and come hang out with us and Brendan and all these guys here at the Land Shark Bar and Grill to watch this game. And whatever you guys project the final score to be, make sure you like the show, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button on our Facebook page. Real quick before we get to those predictions, though, Amnesia with the $5 super chat says, calling it now. This is where the Colts start their losing streak and drop 7 straight losses to end up 9-8. Titans 24, Colts 21, he says. We appreciate the super chat there.
Spent $5 to say that. Spent $5 to lie on the internet. That's crazy.
Let's get to some of these here. Derek says 41-7 Colts. Daniel Caribbean says Titans by 10.
Whoa!
Let's see. Guy Man says 32-13 Unicorns. Jake Hughes says 48-0 Titans. 31-13 by Eric Stanley there. Jeff thinks it's going to be 38-14. Logan Wood says 35-20 Colts. Let's see what else. Clayton says 37-10 Colts. Easton, yours.
I've not thought about this until this very moment.
Okay, I'll go then.
My gut, my gut. My gut says 41-21 Colts win. I don't think that was the exact score of the first game.
It was close, though.
It might have been. That's where my gut is.
I'm going 45-16 Colts.
So worse.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. All right, well, they kick off right now.
Yes.
Make sure to tune in and make sure to be back here on A to Z Sports Nashville on YouTube or on Facebook for the halftime show, 10 Minutes of Madness, and then, of course, our post-game show from the Tiki Lounge. You know what? We lied earlier in the year. It's not actually the Winners Tiki Lounge. It's the When the Titans Kick Off at 3 o'clock lounge. But maybe it'll be the Winners Lounge again today. Probably not, but you never know. We didn't think it would be that weekend either. So hope it's a good one. Hope it's enjoyable. Hope we have something to talk about. We'll see you at halftime.